Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to a reading for January 2023. We're going to just jump right in here and see. Sorry, I'm dropping cards. This kind of popped out. That was the one I almost dropped, this Magician. So we'll take it, but just know that I don't normally take pop outs. So, it is what it is, right? But we are going to see what's going on for you. In your first row here, this is going to be your general energies for the month of January. You have that frog spirit. It says renewal on it. I love that frog spirit card. I love all frogs. Well, I love frogs, plain and simple. Let's just leave it at that. But at the same time, I love what frogs represent. They can represent transformation, renewal. They can represent like healing. They can represent your environment, but they can also represent abundance as well. So I feel for some of you, you're entering into this time of abundance. And look, the Magician is pointing towards the sun. So the best card in the deck. There's clearly a lot of happiness, joy, excitement, whatever you want to call it, coming in for you here, Aquarius. So looks like a good time for me. For you, I should say. And it also looks like a great time for a transformation. You end with this coffin card. And, the coffin kind of represents your old life. Outside the coffin represents your new life. And I feel for a lot of you, you're just kind of going through a transformation into a new life. And I feel this new life could be very lucky, very successful. You have some really good cards here, Aquarius. So, I feel like your last few readings have been a little bit confusing. Maybe you were in a time of confusion in December, but it kind of looks like you're transforming past it. Again, the frog also, it goes from, a tadpole to a frog. So I'm wondering if you've been in like a tadpole stage and just kind of like swimming around and trying to grow arms and legs. It's almost like you've been trying to figure out how to leave an emotional period of time behind and enter into, grounding something into reality, which literally you have the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, the Six of Cups, Two of Pentacles, but the Magician is also about grounding something in reality. He is literally pointing to the ground. And you have the Page of Pentacles, which is like something new. So I feel like you're getting ready to ground a new reality into your life. The Magician, he also has the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, wrapped around his waist. The Ouroboros represents reinvention. So this whole entire reading to me looks like a major transformation or a very significant change that's coming up in your life. And, I feel obviously it's going to make you very happy with that Sun card. It's going to probably, damn it, sorry. I might have lost my cameras there for a second, but, what I would say is that it could be one of those things that takes a little bit of time, but I feel like you're going to get there. You do have the Six of Cups. I do feel like a little bit of like nostalgic thinking. This could just be the retrogrades. Mercury retrograde. Mars is going to still be retrograde. We're in the shadow until like the middle of March. So, it wouldn't surprise me if at the beginning of the month, basically, maybe you're feeling a little bit nostalgic, thinking about past happy moments, past happy situations, things like that. I don't really see it as a bad thing, I would say, because I feel like you're kind of like looking at them. It's almost like you're just looking at them, I don't even see this as a bad thing. It's almost like a life review. I don't think you're literally having a life review. I feel like you're just kind of reviewing things that you've been through and you're saying like, okay, I want this, I don't want this. It's like more of a picky, choosy energy. You have the Two of Pentacles here. I do feel it's time to get moving. This is true for everyone. I do not think we should, here's the thing. I'm just going to say this. It's like, if you're like waiting for the perfect moment to do anything, you have the Three of Wands next, there will never be a perfect moment for you to make a move. I feel like I always say this to you, but I feel like this is true for everyone for like the next 20 years, at least. If not longer. Like, we really shouldn't wait for things. The astrology is far from perfect, and there's probably like 10 billion reasons why we shouldn't do something right now. Whatever it is, doesn't matter, starting a business, moving, traveling, whatever, right? It's just a time that we chose to be alive. We chose to come here right now. So I wouldn't don't let anything stop you, right? There might be 10 billion reasons, like I said, not to do something. But if there's just like one good reason for you to do something because you feel it deep down in your soul, then I would do it. Whatever it is, starting a business, getting into a relationship, whatever it is you want to do, doesn't matter. With the Page of Pentacles and the Magician, you have this romance card. So you could be attracting an earth sign into your life if you are looking for love. If you're, it could just be a romantic situation that's entering into your life. Could also be a Leo. You have the Sun and the Strength card in that diagonal that the Magician is pointing down towards. I also feel there could just be, love coming in for you, plain and simple. With the Six of Cups, you have the Companionship card. Definitely love. I feel like your mind is on love for a lot of you. Some of you could be thinking about past connections, but the only thing I don't like here, I mean, again, number one, Mercury retrograde, and also going to the devil. So, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Obviously, it's not going to be true for everyone. People always leave me comments like, oh, you hate the past and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, I just suggest that you just move on. I think it's better to move on to something new, right? But you can do whatever you want. I don't care what you do, number one. Number two, if you were in a positive relationship with a person, you want to go back to the past, go for it. Obviously, it was positive, and if it ended positively, then I don't see a problem here. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the seduction card. Damn. Definitely a lot of stuff about love. Again, if you are not interested in love, I feel like you're just feeling very drawn towards the sun. The sun is your attention, and, it could be anything. Maybe you're focusing on starting a business or whatever, but I do feel like someone could be trying to seduce you. It could be a person from the past, or, again, it could be a new person. Take it how it resonates, but feels like a very childlike connection, very happy connection to me, very expansive as well. Next in the area of what you don't see coming, basically the unexpected, you have this building blocks card. So I love this card. It's like a card of building things up. She's kind of like being lifted up as well as these blocks are being built. So I feel like you're being lifted up, or you're kind of being put on a pedestal here, Aquarius. So things could definitely be improving for you. You have the Three of Wands, the Sun, and the Queen of Wands. See, I feel like you could be getting a lot of attention. That could be partially unexpected. Do I feel anything unexpected here? I would say no. Like, maybe the attention that you're getting is unexpected. I also am getting that, if you have a business, I would be looking for opportunities. Like, there might be some opportunities that are unexpected. Like, someone wants to put you on TV, or maybe someone wants to interview you for their podcast. Like, are those really unexpected? I would say probably not, but maybe you're just not, like, totally expecting it. But what I'm saying here is, I would definitely take those opportunities. If someone wants to have you on their podcast, if someone wants to interview you or whatever, I would do it. I see it here with the Sun. The Sun is fame and fortune, and the Queen of Wands is the card of seduction. So, number one, I feel like you could be very attractive at this time, Aquarius, but I also feel you could just be getting any type of attention at all. You have the Sun. So again, definitely a lot of attention. Very childlike energy in this reading. I would be embracing the childlike energy because this card represents your inner child. There's a wall behind this child, and it represents the wall that we all put up against our inner child, right? We all kind of express our inner child to a certain degree. Some of us might have bigger walls than others, but I feel like being more playful, being more willing to experiment, being willing to be goofy and fun and all that stuff is probably just going to bring good things into your life. You have the Three of Wands here, unexpected opportunity. I do feel there is an opportunity coming in for you that could be very unexpected. I feel like you almost don't want to do it as well. I would do it. It's like if you're getting it, maybe you're nervous to be on someone's podcast. Maybe you're nervous to be on TV. Maybe you're nervous to take advantage of some other opportunity. I almost feel like this is something that is making me feel nervous, but I would do it. I feel like that's exactly where the success is going to come from for you at this time, Aquarius. So any opportunities that you kind of hesitate on, that you're like, I don't know if I want to do this, I would do it. Plain and simple. Let's see. With the Three of Wands, you have the loss card. This could have to do with a past loss type situation. Again, you do have the Nine of Wands right next to it. So for some of you, this big opportunity could actually be love. And I feel some of you could still be a little bit, kind of maybe in questioning love because of a past situation with that Nine of Wands. But I would go for it. Plain and simple. With the Sun card, you have this influence card here as well. So I would be careful of anyone who is influencing your relationships in general, because again, we have the Sun to the devil. For some of you, I'm wondering if you're, I'm wondering if you're kind of seeing certain people in your life that have influenced your relationships. You could be, I don't know yet because we haven't clarified over to this, but I'm wondering if some of you are going to be cutting people out of your life, or maybe you're just going to be saying putting up certain boundaries with people who have influenced your relationships so that they don't influence future relationships as well. I'm kind of getting that here. With the Queen of Wands, you have the convention card. I would avoid convention. We're entering into a time of Aquarius. This is what I would avoid right here, is this card. Plain and simple. This is a card of doing things the way they have always been done. That's convention. And I've been saying it for a while. If YouTube still exists in 20 years, I'll be saying this for the next 20 years at least, if not longer. I feel like we need to completely do things differently than we've done them before. I think the safer thing to do, of course, let's be realistic, is 80-20 rule. 80% of the time in work and business and love, all areas of your life, health, do what works 80% of the time. 20% of the time, try something new. Because with Pluto and Aquarius this year, 2023, and it's going to retrograde out, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be there officially in 2024. But what I would say is, if you're doing the same thing you did today, yesterday, as John Taffer says, you're stuck. So, I feel like we need to make sure that we don't get stuck in the mud, stuck being bored, stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, I would avoid convention. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this beginnings card. It says something new is emerging or a new source of income. Love it. Embrace the power of newness. Literally just said that. And make room for new possibilities. Do not give up because something did not work out. Did not work out right away. I was like, that looked weird to me for a second. But again, for some of you, I feel like this, and I've been saying this for like 2 years now, that if you have an idea to do something, the first idea is not going to work out, right? So you can't get disappointed. You have to just try something else. I feel we are in a time where pretty much anything we can possibly imagine is possible, but the first idea isn't going to work. So you have to keep, trying new things, keep trying different ways to get things to work. You have the Nine of Wands, the Devil, and the Strength card. I feel like you have been very patient. I feel like you've been patiently waiting for a change or for success in your life. I do feel like you're kind of creating more success as well. I also feel like you're going to be standing out. It's like you're going to be standing out. Maybe not right now, but in the future, I feel you are going to be standing out for your ability to not give up. What's crazy is at the bottom of this deck, your clarifying deck, you have basically the Strength card. It's not going to focus. Are you freaking kidding me? I'm trying to make a point here. And you have this Endurance card. It basically looks like the Strength card. So there you go, right? But I feel like you will be standing out for kind of your endurance, but also for not giving up on things and for making things happen as well. I feel like this is something that you need to do, is get rid of toxic anything. Anything that makes you feel small. Could be people, places, and things. Anything that steals your energy. Anything that feels toxic. Anything that affects your brain. I'm pretty sure I said to you recently that if I were you, Aquarius, I would be really protective of the things that you're feeding your brain. It just seems more important for you than it does everybody else. So, if there are things that you read, that you watch on TV, that you see on the news or whatever, that hurt your brain, that make you feel negative, I would avoid those things at all cost with this Devil card. You have the Nine of Wands again, putting up boundaries. I do feel like some of you are putting up boundaries against something here that was probably toxic. It could have been a negative influence in your life that you have experienced. Could be a past relationship, could be anything, could be a parent, could be a friend or whatever. But I see you really kind of putting up boundaries against something. It's kind of interesting. Not calling you out here, but again, I don't think you saw it at first. Or maybe you've been dealing with this person for years and you just didn't see it, at first. So I feel like you're kind of making a decision here, is what I feel like saying. You have this organizations card popping out here as well. So I feel like you're kind of like getting organized, which kind of makes sense with that Nine of Wands. Let's see. With the Nine of Wands, you have this ostentation card. I get this feeling of seeing the truth is what's popping into my head here. Again, not what this card means. I read intuitively, but I feel like some of you feel like you were tricked maybe in the past. Maybe someone presented themselves this way, but they were really like this. This is a card of, but it's also, this is a card of two situations. It's like, it can represent a person coming in who's real and a person who's coming in who's fake. And I'm wondering if you had an experience recently or in the recent past where it's like one person was just influencing you, not in a good way, and I feel like the other person was actually legitimate, like a real person, and I feel like maybe you had it flipped in your head. It's like maybe you thought someone was toxic and they weren't, and maybe you thought someone wasn't toxic and they were. I feel like there was conflicting information here, and I'm pretty sure that in your last weekly reading, I was kind of feeling confused, but I'm wondering if it was because it's like you were receiving conflicting information that caused confusion in your life. With the Devil, here you go. You have this Harmony card. I feel like you're bringing harmony into your own life. I feel like you're choosing your own happiness, especially, this is basically the Sun card as well, and so you have the Sun and the Sun right next to each other. I feel like there's a return to balance. in your life, more peace, more harmony. With the strength card, you have the speculation card. No speculating. I don't like this card either this year because of Neptune and Pisces. I mean, until 2025. My problem with Neptune and Pisces is that, we can speculate all day long. We can imagine how something is going to go all day long, but unless we actually bring it down to earth, the magician pointing down to the strength card, it is going to require strength for you to bring your ideas down to earth, of course. But it's like if you just dream about it all day long, then you're never going to experience anything. So this goes for all areas of your life, business, relationships, pretty much everything. But I feel like you need to practice like actually experiencing things down here, not just living things in your head, right? And that's really what that's saying to me. I'm pretty sure I've said that to you before. In your last row here for messages from your future self, you have this main female and this coffin card. I feel like this main female is really, it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like this is just you. I feel like the coffin is clearly saying, as we said at the beginning of the reading, that you're going through a big transformation. I feel like you're about to change your life completely. And again, I'm not saying this to be dramatic, but I do feel you're going through these significant life changes. You have the Four of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Six of Wands. You're heading towards success, clearly, and abundance. I do feel there are going to be people who might be jealous. But again, with that Devil and everything, I would avoid that at all cost. I would avoid, kind of giving into the jealousy. I'm wondering if you hadn't, I have a very specific story. Like, I wonder if you had an experience, over the past couple of years, maybe, where you chose to settle. Maybe you were fearing, like, losing the people you had in your life, for example, and maybe you chose to settle. And I feel like you're seeing that. It's like you're seeing that you settled, and you're seeing that you should have expanded. And it's like people can choose to come with you or not. They can, it's like just because you're outgrowing them doesn't mean that's your fault, right? You can't help other people grow. They have to choose to do it on their own. And I feel like you're realizing that here. I feel like you're going on an adventure with the Page of Wands. I feel some of you literally could be traveling, moving, going on real adventures. I also feel like you're more focused on following your joy, following your bliss. And I feel like your higher self clearly wants you to do that, or your future self as well. You have the Four of Swords. I feel like your future self is saying, take breaks, take rest when you need it. Make sure to, rest, relax, recover, all that other good stuff. But pretty simple stuff. So let's see here what we get here. And with that Four of Swords, you have this Choices card. As always, as always with you, I would pick the new path. I would pick the new choice in all areas of your life. With the Page of Wands, you have this Generosity card here. I feel like you're seeing that the world is a generous place. I also feel there could be a person, if you are looking for love, who's coming in for you, who is very generous, very giving, very caring, like all those things. Just wants to be, wants to be good for you. And with the Six of Wands, you have this Extremism card. I would be careful of people chasing you down. With that Six of Wands, again, I really see you being very successful in the future. But again, there could be some people in your life who do some crazy stuff to try to bring you back down to their level. And I feel that's your only challenge, not just this month, but I would say for the next couple of years, is going to be people trying to bring you down to whatever level they think you should be at, right? And I feel you need to avoid those people at all costs, plain and simple. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this Younger Man card. It says dealings with relationships with a younger man. Could be any gender. I always clarify these people cards. You have this table. It says hard work ahead. So some of you could be working. I feel like this is good, though. I feel like you're working towards success. You're working towards abundance. Yes, it's hard work, but it's like you're seeing results for it. So that's a good thing. You also have this horseshoe. It says good luck on it. So I feel like there is a lot of luck. I feel like you're capturing the luck as well. So definitely a lot of good luck coming in for you. You have this funnel card. It says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. I feel like this is what you've been going through. Didn't I say something? It's like you're becoming concentrated, which I feel like I said to you in your last reading. It's almost like you're becoming more potent, like your energy is becoming stronger. You have this casket card. Someone going out of your life for an end to the situation. You have the coffin and the casket. But again, I feel this is all part of a bigger transformation that you're undergoing. So again, I would embrace the transformation, especially with this reading. I feel there's a lot of opportunity for you to turn into something that, something more, something much stronger, something much better, something different. And I feel this is going to lead to a lot of success for you as well. I want to see what this next card is. Yeah, you have this card, you have this card that says unsuccessful plans on it. And I want to stress that if you have plans to do anything like work or business, if the first thing doesn't work, try something else. Don't allow these knots to get you more, discouraged or anything like that. You also have this card here, which of course we're having focus issues. It says pay attention to your finances. I actually see your finances increasing really, really nicely. But again, as I've said to everyone, I would just be paying attention to your finances. I think we're in a time where it's like, you could be, I feel really we're in a very abundant time, but I just wouldn't be careless, right? I would be doing all the right things with your money, paying attention. I wouldn't be spending on things that you don't need and all that other stuff. I feel like as long as we pay attention, we'll be fine. I feel when you don't pay attention, that's where the problems arise. So pay attention here, Aquarius. But this looks really good. I like this. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.